Uh,
Oh, you could learn
can you
Skullgirls.
hear us now? You know what? You know what's messed up about this is I had set up the audio before we started.
Uh-huh.
No, seriously, I had added these in.
Oh god, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh!
We just have an hour of us just
Hey, Lux.
We're
Thank
talking
you,
about
thank you for stopping by. I get to hear all the interesting thoughts of. Hey, you know what we should talk about? We should talk about Common Rider.
It's like with Final
Common
Fantasy.
Rider already.
Well, we got it's about 7:30 right now. So I mean,
Yeah.
we have Common Rider Club tonight.
Oh, yes, we do. We do
We
almost
can't be
have
late.
Common Rider.
I
Club.
figure at the very least, instead of retreading all the old subjects,
Okay.
we could just do this and swing over to Common Rider. Or if you guys want to do like another hour, but I don't think you guys want to go over everything again. That wouldn't be very fun.
I mean, okay, so realistically, I don't know if it would be good to go back over that because we bloated it a little bit there. We went off on a lot of tangents
Uh-huh.
and whatever.
It
It's unfortunate we lost all that though.
yeah. Well, like I said, I thought I had it set up. My bad.
You win
I
some, you
I
lose
had
some.
this I had your stream on and I had it muted. I didn't even once think, "Oh, I should unmute this to see how I sound or something."
Well, you see,
Whatever.
that's the weird part is they had the audio, like the Discord volume and the Yeti mic volume on my screen, and then they didn't show up.
Super low? Oh. Well, that's cuz Backlog hates me. He
Uh,
always makes me low.
I mean, you're at 100%, so I mean, I guess I
Alright.
can turn you up.
Hell yeah, crank that shit.
How's that? Is that better, Lux? Go ahead and talk again.
Hello, I am talking. My name is Quintessence.
Here, how about
Is this
this?
a decent volume or
That should be better.
that's better. All right. That works then.
All right. Cool.
But yeah, okay, so I guess we could talk about Kamen Rider if y'all really want to.
I mean,
Best TV show ever.
Best TV show ever, baby.
Yup.
I figured that way, we'll be able to at least have something
Something.
from this.
All right. Well, so we started watching Kamen Rider Xaid for the last 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And it's a show about Kamen Riders as doctors fighting viruses, video game viruses. They're in people.
Mhm.
It's a weird one.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, episode 1,
Well, but
we were
before
introduced to our boy.
before you
What?
get into Kamen Rider, I don't think
okay.
Lux here. I don't think she knows what Kamen Rider is.
Oh, Kamen
It's
Rider.
itself, yeah.
Well, I mean, so Kamen Rider is a show from Japan that's it's designed for families to sit down and watch. It's similar in vein to Power Rangers, only traditionally there's one main hero. It's live action. No, it's not anime, unfortunately. I think it'd be pretty cool as anime though.
I think it could work as anime.
However, we are going to get a Kamen Rider anime that's coming up. So that's pretty interesting.
Mhm.
It's actually been popular enough to get an anime. But yeah, so generally Kamen Rider, its differences from Power Rangers is it's appealing to more than just children. So like the whole family will sit down and the adults can enjoy it and the kids can enjoy it. And so they tend to have more like character development and more interesting plot lines and stories than like, you know, Power Rangers. At the end
Uh,
of the day, it's people in like spandex beating the shit out of each other though, so
yeah, good time.
same old, same old.
No monster of the week though. But it has an overarching
Well,
plot.
there's Monster of the Week, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's-
Yeah.
Xaid follows the Monster of the Week formula, but then deviates at points to
Mhm.
like tell like a story. Yeah.
No Megazord
Xaid
stuff.
tries to follow. Yeah, no, there's no giant monster fights. Usually, there's no like Zords. Usually,
Mhm.
I hate level
there's
1 transformation though.
yeah, level one looks horrendous. Like I don't
Yeah,
know if
level
Backlog could
one's
like
not the
bring up a little
best.
picture of like the level one, but it's kind
I
of horrendous.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Just get like Mighty Action X level 1.
But you know who needs character development though in that show?
What? Who?
Taiga.
Oh, he gets it. Don't worry.
He does?
Yep.
Okay, because he needs like some character development.
Yeah, he has a few episodes devoted to him before the show started, actually.
Unfortunately, because like his main like thing is him being
The rapper?
do-
No. The Japanese doctor, of course. Taiga, the disgraced doctor.
the one with self-defense knowledge.
what?
He
I
likes
missed that.
military stuff.
Yes, I
He
did.
likes military stuff.
Okay, got the combat boots. Dressed
Yeah.
up like Death the Kid as a doctor.
You've just added a browser source. Nice. I
No, I
believe
didn't.
Backlog is grabbing a picture of the level 1.
Legendary level 1.
No, that's not the level 1. That's level 2.
Level dose.
I know it'll be here. Hold on. Let me.
You could probably literally look up like
Level 1.
Mighty Action X level 1 or Kamen Rider X8 level 1. Make sure to put the level 1 part.
Oh no.
He puts in level 3 instead.
Images.
I mean, that would just get you Gekitatsu Robatsu.
Mighty Action.
Yeah, Mighty Action X level 1.
I mean, this is pretty much him. Uh,
They're very versatile too, because I thought like if they like land
why
on
are
their
you
back,
doing this,
they're
Google
stuck
Lens?
there.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, if you want to keep
Turtle.
talking about Kamen Rider, that'd be great.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can talk about. Wait, so Kamen Rider every season has some kind of overarching theme, and I'm a firm believer that there's a Kamen Rider for everyone. Like, it's literally just like anywhere from space themed to like freaking detective noir stuff, right? Like,
Noir?
and everything between. Yes, there's noir Kamen Rider. Detective, old school detective
Be
Kamen
right
Rider.
back.
What? Where are you going?
But yeah, this is pretty much
There he is, right there on visual matches, right there. Oh, well,
the character.
yeah, there he is, right there. There's the boy. So tiny.
But yeah, that's
Adorable.
this is the
They're
Kamen Rider thing.
horrendous. Level 1 is horrendous.
It's not the best.
It looks cute, right? It does look a little cute. But like for Kamen Rider XA, they took like I want to say they took like the 90s like wow, this is so cool like design philosophy for
Mhm.
the Kamen Rider cuz like, you know, he's like pink. He's got like the weird like spiky hair design. He's got like a controller on his chest. They just went all in with like the video game theme.
They definitely did. One thing that I noticed is that you check out
Whoa, that's a spoiler.
his left testicle there. He has the Super Famicom colors for like
Yes,
the button
he
colors,
does.
which is pretty cool. It's a nice little touch of detail.
Yeah.
Which is basically the Super Famicom, for people that don't know, is the Super Nintendo of Japan. What's called, and it has like in the States the buttons were purple, but in Japan they were actually the green, red, and blue, yellow dots you see on his chest.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah. So
It's just kind of like a love letter to video games at its core.
yeah. What did you think of the? I feel like the beginning started out really slow. I mean, as
Well,
you know, shown.
we had episode 1, right?
Mhm.
We were introduced to Emu, who is our main character. He is a intern pediatrician, and he is kind of clumsy, but he means well and he tries his best. So we got those like little basic character traits. And in the first episode, we learned about the game virus, and we learned about um, how there's like this ridiculously good gamer, Genius Gamer M.
Oh yeah,
Of course, no relation whatsoever to Emu, because
zero.
that'd be wild.
Oh no! Our light source. Man, we're
The
having all
light
kinds of
source.
weird stuff happen today.
Okay,
You missed it. The
but
what the light source? Anyway, keep going.
fair enough. Anyways, so we're introduced to Emu, and we learn about the Master Genius Gamer M, and they want to find Genius Gamer M and give him a transformation device called the Gamer Driver, so that he can cure the game virus from people and save them. Well, uh, a child gets infected with the virus. He is a patient of Emu, and Emu's like, "Oh man, I'd do like anything to like save this kid." And the new assistant nurse, who is named Asuna, has the gamer driver, and she's like, "You could try this," and like, "Here you go." And so he just slaps that thing on, and he cranks it open, and boom, he turns into Kamen Rider Xaid. And we get a cheesy ass little like video game theme transition. Like everything gets all like pixelated, and like little game objects spawn in, and a CGI monster appears. We get all that good stuff.
It's true.
Breaks some blocks and actually gets power ups. He's like, "Yeah, no, I've played video games before. I love video games."
Um,
And he defeats the monster.
yeah,
Ba-da-da!
I guess it is very much like a monster of the week kind of thing.
Yeah,
Uh, but Bobcat, I don't think that they deal with that.
Ligma balls.
I don't think
No,
Nope.
no,
I don't think they deal with that issue.
no.
Not
Ligma
yet.
balls is not part of that.
I don't think they cure Ligma.
No,
They
they
definitely
can't cure Ligma.
no one
You
can.
can't cure Ligma.
That's a whole arc of the story. Um, but yeah,
So that's pretty much episode 1. We see the virus gets away, and the kid has to be moved to a facility called CR, which is like below the hospital in a secret room that Emma works at. And we learn like, oh, this is like the Common Rider headquarters to like save people and rescue them from the gamer virus and like take care of them. And that was pretty much the close. We saw oh wait, no, Asuna reveals her true form, which is a ridiculous like pink-haired like 90s K-pop girl, basically.
Oh
Like with the
yeah.
pink and green like dress, polka dots and shit all over it. She's got like all kinds of stuff.
Is the
Is
gamer
the gamer
virus
virus not
not
showering?
showering?
Close enough, dude. You don't want to get near anyone who has gamer virus.
True. I mean, those are your people, though. Our people, though, Bobcat.
Our people, it's true.
I wasn't ready for the transformation though.
Yes.
She seemed so normal.
Yeah, so she transforms and she actually jumps into like
Yeah,
a screen, and she is in the screen. She's like, "Yeah, no, this is my real form and this is where I actually like live. And I'm going to help you and like advise you and stuff. Like, welcome our new common rider, Xaid."
She knocks Emo around a lot though. It's kind of funny.
Everyone does.
they knocks him
He's
around.
kind of the punching bag.
Yeah,
Like he's getting tripped all the time. He's getting pushed around all the time. He's
Yeah,
getting mentally abused all the time.
that's true. Yeah, Bobcat, I am in Zordon's HQ.
Yeah, Backlog is currently in the command center.
I'm in the command center.
No Zordon though. Weird.
Yeah. Yes, he's not there apparently.
No one's home.
0.
It's kind of some breaking and entering shit right there.
Exactly. He broke it into it.
Respect. They let me in for playing a lot of Tekken. Said you're in.
So I guess then we move on to episode 2. Right?
So dose.
Yeah, episode 2.
They introduced my favorite Xaid.
So they introduce the director of the hospital's son, Hero, who's his, I guess, thing in quotes is he says he can cut anything. He's a surgeon, so he specializes in cutting.
He's trained by Keanu Reeves from that samurai movie.
Yeah, right?
One I never saw.
You should be watching it, man.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme went hard. It really did. It's still like the best.
Go.
They've tried to recapture it multiple times too. Just never works out. But yeah, so we're introduced to Hero, who is another candidate for the Gamer Driver program.
Bobcat got the
And
movie.
47 Ronin? Oh, yeah.
That was it.
Listen, Bobcat, it gives us interaction, you know?
So wait, so did they explain why I mean, was the gamer program just built to, again, it was just built to take care of the viruses?
Okay, so they did explain that the CR and like the gamer driver program was founded to prevent another 0 day from happening.
Right.
And what 0 day was the first advent of the gamer virus. And if you have the gamer virus for long enough, you disappear and die. And the monster or whatever that was born from the virus is given a new form and allowed to live its own like life as like a proper sentient being. So you just kind of get replaced. And so during 0 Day, that happened to multiple people. And so to prevent that from ever happening again, they have the program.
Oh, wait. My ADD kicked in. I apologize. What was 0 Day again?
0 Day was when the gamer virus first showed up,
Mm-hmm.
and it killed multiple people.
Yep.
Like a bunch of people.
Like a pandemic.
Like hundreds of people just like died in that day. Yeah. And so to prevent it from ever happening again, they made the writer program and the gamer driver and all that nonsense.
Right, okay. Do they have other variations of, like, the 0 Day virus, or?
Not to my knowledge. Because, well, so the Kamen Riders use what's called a gashat to transform, and it's
Mhm.
basically like a little game cartridge that they use. But during the early days, instead they had prototype cartridges, which would partially infect you with the gamer virus in order to battle other viruses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's like kind of like a rendition of it.
Right. So basically, the first episode, pretty typical, establishing
Yeah, typical
plot.
setup episode. Yeah, like we explore the basis of the show. We get our main character. We get our one of our primary side characters, which is Asuna. And then we meet the director, who I just kind of glossed over. He's pretty much just comedic relief.
He's a weird
He's
ass
literally
character.
played by like a Japanese comedian, so they just kind of let him go wild, do what he wanted.
I can see that. Like, he's actually the character that weirds
But he
me out
had
the
fun,
most.
and people enjoyed him, so
Yeah,
whatever. I can't fault him for it.
weirds me out the most for sure. Um,
He's
so
an
like,
odd one.
so I think like the second episode was when obviously you meet the second Doctor, who's the
Yes, Hero, the surgeon.
Cuts man.
Yep, he
My
can cut
favorite looking.
anything.
He's my favorite looking Kamen Rider. Well, his level 2 is my favorite looking.
Yes, he becomes Kamen Rider Brave, who is based on the Gashat Tattle Quest, which is an RPG with like swords and magic and fantasy and all that stuff. So like each of the Gashats has some kind of theme to them. Like the main character Xaid has Mighty Action X, which is a platforming game where you collect power ups and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when he fights, he traditionally uses a lot of power ups and in his fighting style. Whereas Brave, which uses Tattle Quest, is more akin to like using magic or swinging his sword around. He doesn't really use power ups too terribly often because his game doesn't really have power ups.
Right.
And Hero's a more serious character than the rest of the characters we've been introduced to so far. He's very like by the books. Like he doesn't believe that you should be like friends with your patients or anything like that.
Oh yeah, there's this weird like patient versus doctor type shit going on in the show too.
Yeah, well, Emu being like a pediatric doctor believes like, oh yeah, you have to like interact with your patients and like get to know them and be friends with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Hero's just like, no, we just take care of them, and then once they're better, we just ship them off. If you get any emotional attachment to your patients, it could affect your performance, which is a very valid way to look at things.
I mean, yeah, detachment.
Yeah, him staying detached allows him to work more efficiently in his mind, at the very least. And his quirk, his little weirdness is he constantly eats sweets, cakes, cream puffs, you name it, pastries, anything sweet, he'll eat it.
Cheesecake even.
Thank you.
Indeed, cake, cakey.
Um, I don't know.
We immediately have strife between the two. Because Emma's like, no, you can't just work like this. You gotta, like, care about people. And so immediately Hiro disregards Emu for being so sentimental towards things.
Can't really blame him.
I
He's a nice
mean,
guy. He's a nice person.
yeah. I mean, like, at both characters' core, right? They're both like, we want to save people and help people,
Mm-hmm.
right? They just take different routes to get there and have different beliefs.
One likes to go up, one
Which
likes to
is
go down.
good. It's good to have like a variety instead of like, so Power Rangers, they always do like kind of just like an amalgamated mush of like, oh, everyone's basically like the same, right? Like there's never usually like any kind of like headbutting or anything like that in Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all like, oh yeah, no, we all have the same core values and everything's awesome.
That's true. Yeah, there's no real interesting
There's
things
very
really happen.
rarely, like in
Yeah,
some of the better
conflict.
Power Rangers series, you have that kind of stuff because it helps like build differing characters.
Mm-hmm.
But in a majority of the seasons of Power Rangers, they're just kind of mushed, just melded all together.
Yeah, yeah. They
But
also, everything always ends. Everyone has a happy story for the most part.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's all just for children, right? They don't have to make anything special, right? They don't have to really like go that extra mile because like, oh yeah, dumb kid won't figure this out, so we can have like a twist like this. A twist.
What a twist.
A twist. But anyways, so someone else gets the game virus.
Mhm.
It is a woman? No, it's a man, right?
What is the? You're talking about the guy with the
It's the
sister?
it's the it's the yeah. No, it's the couple.
Oh, it's hard
Wait,
to remember who
Which
had
there
it
was
which one got the virus?
because usually they're on the screen for about like 5
no. It
seconds
was
before they
I don't
no.
transform.
I think it was the. Was it like the? Wasn't the one where we get like a backstory on Hero? Because I know there was like an episode where there was a
wait.
couple, and I think it was either. It might have been the girlfriend that got it.
Oh, wasn't that like a later, more tragic
That was a
backstory?
later one.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
the boyfriend got it. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
the boyfriend had it, and um, we are introduced to another enemy, which is Salty, who is an enemy from the game Tattle Quest. And so Hero has to battle Salty. And so Hero arrives on the scene and he's like, all right, you just like sit back and let like a real professional work with this because I'm not going to take any orders from an intern. I'm not going to work with an intern. You're basically nothing
Yeah.
because Hero's like an actual surgeon. He's not an intern like Emu is. And so he doesn't respect him or anything like that. Doesn't
Yeah.
listen to him,
No one does.
doesn't care. Yeah. Well, I
Nobody
mean,
listens to him.
realistically, he's just an intern, so
Yeah, why
it's
should
not
they?
completely unfounded. Yeah, why should they listen to him?
Right?
And
Even though
so,
he seems to have the biggest heart out of everyone in terms of like,
Emu?
yeah, he's the most
Yeah,
caring. Like,
yeah, no, he's definitely the most caring. There's no real contest for that.
yeah,
Like he cares maybe a little too much,
yes,
but we learn like his tragic backstory where like he almost died from something.
Oh yeah,
He was like in a crash or something like that, and like he had to be operated on, and the doctor saved his life and gave him a wonder swan. If anyone knows what that is.
yeah, right.
What's a wonder swan?
It was a handheld gaming device from Japan. It didn't have a very long life.
It had some good games on it though. But yes, it
It
didn't
was
have.
very basic. It was very basic.
Um, so I guess now that we're kind of like getting close to wrapping up, next time, just side note, I will make sure that everything's running fine.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say, like, I have specific podcast settings, so next time we don't have to worry about, you know, making things different or whatever it may be. But
Mhm.
so far, I don't think we've introduced him yet, but I'm thinking that, we can keep going down the line and like introducing more episodes and more characters and what's happening. Um, and
Okay.
talk a little bit about it each podcast. What we think about the episodes and the overall like rating of the
We should
show.
probably finish up episode 2 then.
Oh, are we near the end of episode 2?
Well, so episode 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
The boyfriend gets the disease.
Yes.
They rush him to the CR. They transform to lure out the virus for a fight. They beat the first stage of the virus, and then they have to go from level 1 to level 2 to battle the new form of the virus, which is Salty. And Salty is a mage from TattleQuest. And so, blah blah blah. Hiro and Emu just keep butting heads, and Emu's like, you know what? I don't care if you want my help. I'm going to help you anyway because that's just the kind of person I am. And also, I want to save this patient.
Yeah.
And so they fight each other a bit more than they fight the enemy.
Yeah, I remember that
but
now too.
Hiro does defeat Salty and save the patient. So Emu has to acknowledge that while he doesn't agree with Hiro's like philosophies, that they do work. Like he's not just being selfish or like belligerent or just doing, I don't know, I guess rude things. Like his detachment actually assists with the way that he conducts things. And of
Right.
course, we learn why later.
Yes. Um.
But that pretty much sums up episode 2.
Hey, Greeny, thank
Great
you for the raid.
And so
Oh
then,
no,
I think next week we'll probably talk about.
that.
Oh,
No, we're good.
next week we'll probably talk about episode 3 and 4 or something like that. Maybe cover like 2 or 3 episodes per week and
We
go from
better get to
there.
that. We better get to that Christmas special.
Hey, Greeny,
I mean, it's out there.
I want to get.
hey, Kraken, how you doing, man? Greeny, thank you for the raid. Ironically, we're also starting to close up for the.
We are.
We're about to switch over to the Discord and kick on some Common Writer if anyone wanted to join us. But the next time we are streaming is let me see. We're streaming next Wednesday. Yeah, I think we're streaming Wednesday. We're gonna be playing some Tekken, but I definitely appreciate you stopping by, man.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to raid someone else.
We're
now.
definitely gonna
Sorry,
find
you
somebody
just got here,
else
but
to raid. But
gotta ship you out.
yo, Green, what were you playing, man, before you were here? RimWorld?
Oh, RimWorld, fun.
I don't know if I've heard of that. I'm terrible at it. Okay.
RimWorld, it's like a survival type game. You like take control of like an entire like colony of people.
Yeah.
You got to keep them alive.
It's a culinary
It's
simulator.
very hard. It's very hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate the raid, and we'll be back next Sunday with the podcast. And this time, we'll make sure that everything works beforehand.
Yep.
You know,
We'll have
so
sound.
We'll have
We'll
sound.
have sound the entire podcast.
The entire
guaranteed.
podcast. And we'll make sure that everything works. Shout outs to Lux for letting us know. And Greeny and
We literally could have gone the entire podcast if Lux hadn't said anything.
yeah, right. It was nearing the entire podcast, but hey, we got some common writer in.
Half. It was half. It's fine.
But
Thank you, Lux.
like I said,
Your help is greatly appreciated.
I'm gonna actually post it in the chat. If you guys want to join our Discord, links in the chat, and we will be in the Common Writer Club. If you guys just want to hang out, talk about how silly the show is, joke around with us, feel free to join, and follow the backlog.
Yep.
Yo,
We'll be watching Common Rider Xaid.
we're gonna be watching Common Writer X8. If you guys do have a moment, please give Chewy and actually doesn't have you in here, Quintessence. So you're not.
What?
Are you on the stream right now? Are you watching the stream?
Yeah, I'm on the stream right now.
Okay, I was gonna say because I was like trying to.
I'm under moderators.
Yeah, I know. Anyway,
I'm literally in the user chat under moderators.
I know, but I was trying to link you into the.
What?
I'm trying to link them to your channel.
Oh, okay.
Chewy, I know
Where
you
I play various games, mostly Tekken.
I know you said that you were going to be starting streaming too, right, Chewy?
Yep, this Monday where I will try to slum it down in ranked or lobbies or whatever.
Good luck. Good luck.
Here, I'm gonna give you guys some people to follow. And if you have the moment,
And then who are we gonna raid?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to find somebody to raid as well.
Who we gonna bounce them to?
So yeah, guys, if you got a moment, check out these three streamers. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Did anyone have anything else that they wanted to plug before we raid someone else?
No.
No particular. No.
All right, guys.
Nope.
Well, thank you for stopping by, and give these raiders some love, or give these new people.
Thanks for
some
listening
love.
to our rambles and rants and everything in between.
For sure. All right, Lux. Have
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Yep. Peace out.
You have a good night too, Lux.